See something pocket. Look, one way or another, we gon' get our family up about the gutter. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, your treasures recover. In this world, you could only rap one or two things that come to the butter. Whoa, you only rap one or two things, the guns and the butter. Whoa, you only rap one or two things, the guns and the butter. I drop it back in the trap and investing in the streets, your treasures recover. In this world, you could only rap one or two things that come to the butter. Sleeping patterns kinda complicated, ain't no time for wasting, we some entrepreneurs. I feeling like Scarface on top of the balcony, the wood is yours. Took some losses, I was down bad. Napoleon complex, a madman. About to put the game up in the clad bag. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Chicken dinners or you roll with the winners. Taking over for the summer. I double back for the winter. I be with the scammers and spinners. Innovators in the middleman. All my riders got a dental plan. None of my shooters got Instagrams. Bang, bang. Got some rich headed out of bounds. Had to hop in the renty to ride around. About to switch up the whisk cause they stalking now. Whispering body dropping on my side of town. Flick of finesse. Known to stay up out the mess. Business is never personal. We can politic the rest. I got a plug and they made me a plug. All my moves on they need to know. Rapper weed got me speaking slow. Bet you pay attention when we speaking up. You would drown, you gon' sink or you swim. In the field, we be getting it in. Type of pressure that took boys and the men. Fly gotta feel me back at it again. Yeah. One way or another, we gon' get our family up about the gutter. Brother, you was out of pocket. No, I didn't stutter.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. It's the Heaven Hollywood Experience. Coming to you live. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. What's up, Miss Asher? Everywhere else. Coming to you live as the Heaven Hollywood Experience. We are on October 1st already. The year is basically gone. You better start making your Christmas, get your stuff ready for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I always make my plans all three at the same time. All three at the same time. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I make my plans all at once. So you'll know I know what I'll be doing for Thanksgiving. What's up, Crimson? I know what I'll be doing for Christmas. And then 7 days later, 6 days later, New Year's Eve, make all the plans the same day. Shout out to Sexy 60. Shout out to Miss Asher. Let's check and see. Right out the gate, we're going to get into some stuff. We're going to get into something that the celebrities got coming up. That the celebrities are tired of playing with y'all. They tired of y'all playing with their name. They tired of YouTubers playing with their name. I'm going to let y'all up on an exclusive. All right? Nicki Minaj. Somebody send this live to Nicki Minaj. All the Bobs, send this live to Nicki Minaj. I'm trying to help her out. All right? Looking into Cardi B's timeline, we just want to make sure. We'll make sure that she hasn't started her shenanigans for the day. I don't know whether Nicki has or not. So Cardi B. She has not said anything. All right. So that's a good thing. Her last reply was last night. All right. Good. So it looks like she's going to do 80,000. She's on pace to do 80,000 week 2. I'm not sure whether, or is it 80,000 or 8,000? I don't know what it is. We got to wait and see. But depending on, I know Doja Cat's album dropped. So depending on that, we'll see if she goes her album gets to number 1 the second week in a row. We'll see. So you don't know my name, said I want to know the next move for Desiree Perez. Well, let's start there. We're gonna start there. So I don't see anything under Cardi's name, which is good. She's just speaking on people liking the album. Later on tonight on my live is when I'll get into all the Breakfast Club stuff. I'm sure Nicki Minaj will be saying something. She's going to be tweeting that picture of Jess Hilarious with the ball, when Jess had no hair. She's going to definitely be tweeting that. Them stuff about them kids, I would hope they would erase them. They did not. Okay? I see a name, so I guess I'm not blocked yet. She wants to hear what I have to say, so. Let's see. This video. See, member of the team, Desiree Perez, whose family admit to running online scene. Ushering them into a vehicle. You're in Desiree's desperate conspiracy theory from last month. All right, so just tweeting something about that. All right. And just tweeting about Rock Nation and stuff like that. So, yes, I know. I got my video blocked. I had to redo my video. Not cool. So she's blocking my video. Cardi B's team or Atlantic or whoever is blocking the video for the leaked audio. Well, I just had to redo my video, and I took the audio out, and I explained what you were listening to. So, y'all ain't gonna stop my money. Because I don't rely on celebrities for content. Thank you, Sexy 60. Somebody actually hit me up and said, "Oh, your video ain't there no more. Check and see." Well, they didn't. I checked, and they were like, "Yeah, content, so and so is blocked, and this and that." I said, "Okay, it's blocked." But you see, that's the reason why I put a beginning of the video, then I played Cardi's audio, then I had a comeback for the recap of what they just heard. So all I did was just take Cardi's video out, and I still had a video. You know what I'm saying? I make my own content. So I don't always rely on them because I can imitate them. I can imitate them. If I really want to, I can sit here and just imitate Cardi's entire audio, and I won't never have to use their shit. Because I'll sit here and imitate their damn voices. Then they're going to be mad. Because you can't strike me if I'm doing imitations. If I'm imitating you, you're going to wish you just had to let my video go. So, let's get into it. Let's get into it. In the banner. Nicki Minaj tells Jay-Z take off his wig. So that's pretty much what a lace front is, right? So a lot of people, right? I've seen some people saying, well, I really don't see any legal grounds for him suing her. Right? Let me see if those tweets are still up. I think she took the tweets down. Right? But she tweeted, Jay-Z, take off your lace front. Take off that lace front. Now, let me tell you why that tweet is important. Just in case people, they said Mariah Carey looking like she's going to do 65K first week. And y'all said Cardi was a flop with 200K. Mariah Carey, a legend, they said is looking at about between 65 and 70K. And that's Mariah Carey we're talking about. So you can't convince me that Cardi B, who sold 199, 200, whatever you want to say, you can't convince me she's a flop if Mariah Carey, who is one of the most known and famous and richest singers of our time, if she's only going to do between 65 and 75K. All right? Now, why is that important? Why is that? Oh, heavens, so what? She said, take off your lace front. Why is that important? I'll tell you why it's important. Because Jay-Z, right? He's a team, Desiree Perez member. Okay. So remember, Jay-Z, right? Wife has a Jay-Z's wife has her own hairline, hair product line, right? Here it is. Stuff is still up. See it is? Here the stuff is still up. She still got stuff up about culture. I'm trying to find what she said. All right. Jay-Z, take off that fucking lace front. I found it. So, why is this important? And so what? She said, Jay-Z, take off that lace front, right? Let me get the tweet up. So, this is why it's important. Jay-Z's wife has a hair product line called Secret, right? If y'all have not heard of it. And it's supposed to help you grow hair. Right? It's supposed to help you grow hair. So Jay-Z has come on record and said publicly that his wife's product helped him grow his hair. Okay? He came on public and said that Beyonce's hair product helped him grow his hair. So now if Nicki Minaj comes onto social media, and she's got a very big platform, and she starts telling people, hey, Jay-Z's wearing a wig. Jay-Z's got a lace front on. Now, you don't know who gave Beyonce or was getting ready to give Beyonce or thinking about giving Beyonce a deal based on Jay-Z saying, Secret helped me grow my hair. Word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing. But if you have someone with 20 million, 30 million, 40 million followers, you have her coming online, especially when you don't hang out online, so you can't debunk anything because you don't hang out online. If you have somebody with that many followers coming online saying, Jay-Z, take off that lace front, now you run the risk of a company who was either about to give him a deal or gave Beyonce a deal based on the fact that they said, wow, you helped him grow his hair that long? Oh, we gotta definitely put your product in our store. But if you got people coming on saying he's wearing a wig, Nicki Minaj said he's wearing a wig, you're going to get some of those companies believing it because your platform is so big. And if you come on and basically say he's wearing a lace front, and then Jay-Z comes out and proves that he don't wear a lace front, and if he lost a deal because people heard a big-time celebrity say it, you're getting sued and you're probably going to lose. Because they was said, your defamatory statement helped discourage this person, this business person of doing business with Beyonce. Because they're out here saying that Secret helped Jay-Z grow his hair, but he's walking around with a wig on. He's got on a wig. That's what Nicki Minaj said. She's got 40 million followers. So obviously she's telling the truth. See? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So this is why I said she's in dangerous. Send this video to Nicki Minaj. Send this live to Nicki Minaj. This is why I said she's in dangerous waters. And she better chill. She better chill. I cannot express that enough. I spoke to some people late last night. And believe you me, they know Jay-Z a little bit. I'll just put it that way. I'll put it that way. They know Jay-Z a little bit. Alex Spiro is Jay-Z's lawyer. Before, about a week ago, he really wasn't too up on what was going on with Nicki Minaj. Why? Because you know Jay-Z's going to ignore it at first. That's the road he's always taken. Kanye did all that talking about his children. Jay-Z never said nothing to Kanye. He never came out and said, I want to debunk this or I want to explain this, that, and the other. He never did any of that. That's not his style. That's not Beyonce's style. But what is Jay-Z's style is moving quietly bringing up paperwork quietly, and then when you go out to the store, you got a processor waiting for you at the door with papers to slap you with. So if a brand deal or some sort of deal was cut short and Jay-Z can prove they only did that because, they said I was a fraud and I said Secret was helping me grow my hair and it was really a wig. See, then you can't sue no matter how upset you are. You can't sue for defamatory comment. You can't sue because it was actually a real statement. But if you make those statements and then Jay-Z comes with proof that that is his hair, the person who accused could be in a lot of trouble. And I know people walk around thinking, oh, that's never going to be, oh, they're not going to sue little old me. Oh, they got better things to do than to sue me. No, actually, they don't. Actually, celebrities don't have anything better to do than in between movies and in between albums. They're pretty much sitting around just doing nothing. So they got plenty of time to file a lawsuit, especially if they can prove that it had something to do with them not getting money. Is going in the morning as beginning of this year. So send this video to Nicki Minaj and tell her that Heaven Hollywood said, you got to chill. Now she could take that information and do what she want to do with it. She could ignore it. She could say, he don't know what he's talking about. She could say, I don't give a F. She could say whatever. I'm just putting the information out there. You got a 5-year-old son. You don't want to be taking unnecessary food out of your son's mouth. And Alex Spiro is aware of Nicki Minaj, and they are calling them defamatory statements. Well, Heaven, what's defamatory about what she said? Number one, like I said, the thing about the hair. You want some other things? Remember, she was online and she said, oh, Foxy, Rihanna, Aaliyah, and God knows who else. So what she was alluding to was trying to say that Jay-Z was involved with a bunch of minors, saying that he was involved with Foxy when she was a minor, saying that he was involved with Aaliyah, which is crazy because you can simply do the math, saying he was involved with Aaliyah when she was a minor, and saying he was involved with Foxy Brown when she was a minor. What's up, Ashanti? So when you're online saying this thing, you see what happened to Drake, right? You saw with one line, a minor and certified lover boy certified. You saw what that one line did to Drake. right? So don't say, oh, it's just words. It's not going to affect them. That's not true. When you got those type of words from a huge platform, those words mean something. So when she makes those allegations and some big company says, wait a minute, what are you talking about? What do you mean Rihanna, Foxy Brown, and Aaliyah? Are you trying to say he was messing with these minors? And if you say yes, you better damn sure have some proof. Because Foxy Brown ain't gonna testify for it. She already said it was never nothing. Rihanna's not gonna say anything. And Aaliyah is past. So good luck proving that. Good luck proving that. And if you can't prove it, then you could be in a lot of trouble, because then they can countersue you. So that's what Jay-Z is going to work on. He's going to say, where's the information? You're going around spreading misinformation that I owe you money. Where's the information? Let's bring it to court. Let's sit down, litigation or what have you, and you show me how I owe you $100 million, or you show me how I owe you $50 million. And we'll talk. But you got to show up with proof. Now, if you go and make this big statement and say, oh, he owes me $100 million, could be $200 million, but you don't file no paperwork, you setting yourself up for big trouble. So again, here's my exclusive. All right? Here's my exclusive. Hold on. Exclusive. I'm going to go into details more on my members only. Remember, I told y'all at the top of 2025. Remember, after they said 2024 was the year of expose, it's the year of everyone getting exposed. Well, right before 2025 hit, if y'all remember, I told y'all celebrities are getting their lick back in 2025, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember me saying that at the end of 2024. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember me saying in 2025, these celebrities are going to get their lick back. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember me saying that at the top of the year. Right? At the top of the year, I said 2024 was the year of everybody getting exposed, this, that, and the other, right? Diddy lawsuit, the lawsuit's going at Jay-Z, whatever. I said in 2025, these celebrities are tired of people filing frivolous lawsuits. They tired of people connecting them to stuff that they have nothing to do with. They're tired of being linked up in a conspiracy theory. They're tired of it. So let me tell you, a couple of celebrities sued 2025. Then a couple of them settled. You know, the person that they were suing settled. But let me tell you what's been going on, and you can send this to any one of your faves. Now, remember I told you this. When it happens, y'all gonna say, God darn it, that damn heaven was right again. Major celebrities, and I'm not gonna tell you who, because it's still in the works, and I'm not gonna be that guy. Major celebrities are working on a special app that's going to launch in 2026 that only celebrities, and you have to prove that you're a real celebrity or whatever their guidelines are, that celebrities are putting together, that's going to tell them how much money a YouTuber made off of their video. It's going to have a link to all the YouTubers' videos. Whenever they mention that celebrity's name, those videos they will alert them. It's going to have access to where that YouTuber is from. It's going to have access to where that YouTuber lives now. It's going to have access to what other job, if that YouTuber or blogger is not doing that for a living, it's going to have access to where they live and what they're doing for a living. It's going to have access to all of those things. And the reason why they're doing that is, for any time you've put a frivolous claim against them in the media, and you didn't say allegedly, and you didn't say what I heard, but you just tried to be cute and say, I'm not going to say allegedly, because if I say allegedly, people are going to take that as a lie. So I don't want people to think I'm lying, so I'm just going to leave the allegedly out. But these celebrities will be the only ones. And when somebody asks in the room, well, what type of celebrities? Who do you call celebrities these days? Good point. The celebrities I'm talking about are the celebrities who were all called celebrities prior to the 2000s. Somebody that you would still consider a celebrity. People like Will Smith. I'm not saying Will Smith. People online, Will Smith. People online, Eddie Murphy. Right? Rappers, Cardi B, actors. Those are celebrities. Right? They will be the only one with access to this app. It's going to be a special app. And when YouTubers come on and they start doing their video or they start going live, every single time they mention or post a celebrity's name who has access to the app, that celebrity will be able to download all the information, download the video that they put against them. Right? So that is going to be what people need to watch out for. So send this video to your favorite YouTuber. Send this video to your favorite blogger. Send this video to your favorite not favorite celebrity. They already know about it. Remember I told you about it early in the game. In 2026, these celebrities are tired of y'all, man. What's up, Kenji? Welcome. In 2026, these celebrities are tired of playing with y'all. In 2024, going into 2025, what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of these celebrities lost brand deals A lot of celebrities lost deals based on rumors, based on gossip, based on lies, based on conspiracy theories. A lot of the companies see how people react on social media, and they make their determination from that. If you remember, Jay-Z said he lost $20 million due to that frivolous lawsuit. And he could have lost more if the NFL didn't have his back. If the NFL didn't have his back, he could have lost even more money and lost that NFL deal. That NFL deal he got is his kids' retirement money. So if he would have lost that due to a frivolous lawsuit, this is what an app like this protects. Because you won't be able to hide behind a profile pic, nothing. They're working with the authorities in order to get information. They have to be. They got to have somebody on the inside because there's no way they'd be able to get all this information. And they're going to have access to where you stay. They're going to have access to where you work. They're going to have access to how much money you made off the video you made about them. And this is going to allow them to take legal action much faster. You may be posting your video, or you go see a video about somebody that you don't like somewhere, and you go and make a video about it. When you make a video, edit that before that video is even up 2-3 days. You're gonna get a legal note to ask you to remove that information, remove that video. It's not gonna be after a week, 2 weeks. It's gonna be 2-3 days. They're gonna say remove that video. Just fair warning. Remove the video. You got 24 hours to remove the video. Not even 24, 12 hours. And if that blogger or YouTuber don't remove that video, well, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. All right? That's all I'm going to say about that. The Diddy situation, like I said, I believe because of this judge, I believe he's going to get 10 years, between 7 and 10 years, because this judge is plain and simply biased. I said it from the beginning. This judge is being told, allegedly by people up top, to give Diddy a raw deal because they're upset that Diddy beat them on the big charges. So now, because they couldn't get a RICO and they couldn't get his money, they're going to say, you know what? Then just put him in jail for the amount of years. If we can't get the RICO, at least we'll lock him up and teach him a lesson and use him as an example. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're upset that they weren't able to get his money and his children's money. Kenji, I hope you come back. So, I believe Diddy will get 10 years because I believe this judge is biased. And they're going to go above and beyond what everybody else gets. It's an average, I believe, of 2 years. He's not going to get that because they're trying to use acquitted conduct. Conduct that was acquitted. They're trying to use it. All right? And now, JT is rumored to have a diss record coming out Friday. She's already let people know. She keeps saying, oh, Friday, but wait till Friday, wait till Friday. Right, so Friday, she's rumored to be dropping a Cardi B diss. She also takes some shots at Hennessy in the diss record. So that's going to happen on Friday. JT. Diddy might not get that many years. Well, Takesha, he shouldn't, right? And Ashanti, I hope he gets less than 5. I do too. I actually think he should get time served and you know the rest on house arrest, what have you, where they'll be able to keep an eye on him. But because of the way this judge is going, remember the judge turned down every single bail, even after he beat the RICO. Everybody else was allowed to go home and bail out, except for Diddy. So to me, they're targeting him, like just like his lawyer said in the beginning. He's being targeted because the rules state one thing, and yet and still the prosecution is doing another. Right, but Kenji, when he asked him about it, he said no, because Diddy said some things that hurt his feelings. So I feel bad for Diddy because I like people doing time for what they did. If you want to come out and give Diddy 14 months because of the Mann Act, well, that's what the average is. But he's already did 13 months and he get time served. But even if you want to come out and say, okay, you got to do 2 years for the Mann Act, and you've already did 1 year, so you're going to do 6 months in prison, and then the other 6 months on home arrest or house arrest or whatever. I'll be all for that. Right? But the way this judge has been going, I don't think that's going to happen. Desiree Perez. Well, I already spoke on Desiree. Desiree is in this lawsuit with her daughter, so that's first and foremost. She's not worried about Nicki Minaj yet. She just went and gathered the information. So Desiree's next move, she's not going to move on Nicki Minaj yet. She's got to try to get this lawsuit dismissed. And if they don't dismiss it, then they're going to have to go to trial. But once this lawsuit is up, this is the major lawsuit she's fighting. Once this lawsuit finishes, if Nicki Minaj is still talking, expect Desiree to hit her with some paperwork. Expect Desiree Perez to start hitting people. I'm not just going to say Nicki. Whoever else is reporting and jumping on the bandwagon and saying, oh, you know, this, that, and the third. When it comes down to it, if you better be able to prove it. If you got proof, then you're in the clear. If you got proof, you're in the clear. If you don't got proof, if you just walk around saying it because you hear other people saying it, and then the next thing you know, they gonna depot your ass and bring you to court, and you're gonna be like, what the hell am I going to court for a celebrity for that don't even know me? What are they gonna ask me? And they're gonna let you know you here for deposition. Because you were on social media co-signing, so we figured you had information. Since you was on social media doing all this co-signing, we figured you had information, Miss Jones, so that's why we're bringing you in for questioning. All right? She's digging herself a hole, but Barb's don't want to hear that. So if y'all don't want to say nothing to her, send this video to Nicki Minaj. Send this live to Nicki Minaj and tell her to take heed to this warning. Jay-Z's being quiet for a reason. I mean, he's always quiet, never responds, but she's now on his radar. So she can take with that information what she wants to do with it. Now, as far as this little thing going on, like I said, JT Diss coming out Friday. As far as this, also, Megan Thee Stallion, I'll make a video about Megan Thee Stallion. This Nicki Minaj, and I'm not going to blame any person solely, but y'all already know what's what. Y'all ain't dumb. Y'all will know exactly who started insulting whose child first, right? But this Nicki and Cardi thing has gone too far. I've checked out of it. I really don't care anymore what they say because it's just gotten downright nasty and nobody even cares about music anymore. It's not about the numbers anymore. It's not about music anymore. It's about who can insult, who can make the other one crash out enough to come to their house because you talked about their children and fill you full of lead. Right? Cardi B's already said she'll go to heaven or hell for hers. She's always said that. I'll die for mine. So and maybe Nicki Minaj would too. Most parents would die for their children. But it's now gone too far on both sides. On both sides. And we all know, especially Nicki will not be held accountable. All her barbs think is funny. They think she does no wrong. And they like that. They like that she called Culture a road. Their response will be, well, Cardi called some strangers, some other girl who you don't know. Cardi called some other girl a road, 10 years ago. That's going to be their rebuttal. So she has every right to call her kids a roach because she called somebody one. But the digs at the kids are nasty. And even though when I mentioned it, when somebody said, oh, Hev, but she's not the one that created that rumor. Cardi B didn't create the rumor that PB is slow. Other people saying it. Nosy Whole Live was the first. I already know that. I know Nosy Whole Live was the first one to say it. But Nosy Whole Live's platform is not as big as Cardi B's. So I already know that Nosy Whole Live was the first one to say there's something wrong with Nicki's son. And I got on her about that, and we fell out behind it. We fell out behind that. I was cool with Nosy Whole Live. But when she made that comment, I was like, nah, I can't rock with that. And she basically said, well, F you, N-word. I don't care whether you rock with it or not. So I used to be very entertained by her. I was like, she's entertaining, but that's a little much when you start talking about the health of people's children and whether they're ugly. I mean, which is dumb, which is stupid because everybody knows that Culture's a beautiful girl. Everybody talks about Cardi's kids, her son being so handsome and her daughters being beautiful. So the whole and Papa Bear is not an ugly kid. He's a cute kid. So all this stuff about the kid is ugly, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. But all of the extra other stuff, talk about folks' ovaries and I mean, it's just dumb. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. I want to hear who can't have kids and what they did before they had kids. Who cares? Who cares? People need to face it. Cardi did more than people expect. She sure did, Takesha, because she definitely did more than I expect. Everybody, trust me, I got people get on me because I said she was going to do 155. I had people get on me. Oh, Eb, you were wrong. Oh, no, now sit down. Right? So, but I admit, I said I was wrong. I didn't think she's going to do that much because, to be honest, I didn't trust her fan base. I was like, her fan base has showed me nothing over the last 5 years to prove to me that when it's time for her to sell, that they going to be there to pick up the slack. They showed me nothing that proved that. So that's why I said I can only see her doing about 155. Then I changed it to 185 once I heard the rollout. I said, okay, if she's doing it like this, she going to do 185. But then they tried to change it, said, oh, it's 199, whatever the case may be. It's a good number. I just told y'all that Mariah Carey, who is a legend, is only going to do between 65 and 75K. And everybody's talking about Cardi B's 200K as a flop. She did amazing. She did better than I thought she was going to do. All right. My show in the evening will be much more detailed. Oh, I got a members only. If y'all will join members only. A members only video coming up later about more in depth with Rock Nation and what they are doing or planning to do. All right. So it's the IE Network. Heaven Hollywood is my name. If you want to support the channel, you can send me a cash app at $ Heaven Hollywood, or you can go into the super chat and support the channel that way. Make sure you like before you leave the room. I'm going to be back here later tonight, probably around the 10 p.m. mark. More like that, so we can go over some of the other stuff that has happened. If anything else happens because of that. Oh, one other thing. Nicki just tweeted. Okay, so let me go over there and see. Nobody has said anything today, but she's back. All right. Dear Culture Vulture, your mom is pregnant with another monkey. Add to her litter. The gag is that she was jealous of a little baby boy simply because his hair was longer than all 4 of you bald monkeys put together. Well, there we have it. There we have it. There we have it. So again, and back to somebody left me a DM and said, oh, Lotto said her and Cardi is locked in. So you were wrong. How was I wrong? I didn't say that Lotto wasn't going to forgive Cardi. I didn't say that. I said I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If Lotto wants to forgive Cardi, good for her. I'm just saying I wouldn't. Right? I would say I'm good off you. I'm good off you. Because I know people say things in the heat of the moment. But in the heat of the moment, I'm somebody that you're supposed to rock with. In the heat of the moment, why did my name come to your mind? Why did my name come to mind? I know you were in the heat of the moment, but why you had to mention me? I know Jay, and like I said, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. She apologized. I get it. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Yeah, buying her bag. How offensive was that? To me, that's offensive. To me, that's offensive. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If Cardi had came and said, without anybody knowing, right? If Cardi had came and told Lotto behind the scenes, she has to know that talking on the phone these days, more than likely they're recording you. She has to know that. She should have learned that from the Tasha K stuff. But for Cardi to say, if she would have took Lotto behind the scenes and say, look, yo, in about a month ago or last year or a few weeks ago, I was yelling at that B Ice Spice and I said some things and name dropped you and said, yo, I'm not Lotto. Like, y'all don't know who you playing with. I'm not Lotto. Woo, woo, woo. So, but that was in the heat of the moment. I messed with you. Trust me, that apology would go way further because it happened without her getting exposed. So it makes it seem like you're really apologizing because you're genuine, because you really felt bad about what you said about that person. But when you come and apologize only because you got exposed, it just hits a little different. It's kind of like, y'all seen what happened to Nafisia Collier, right, in the WNBA the other day when Alicia Thomas ran her over and she twisted her knee and she was out of the game or what have you, and she got knocked out of the game. At the time when it happened and everybody knew she was hurt, Alicia Thomas was bopping around like, yeah, B, and what? And what? That wasn't no foul. I stole the ball from you. You got to get tougher. I don't know what to tell you. Right? At the very moment that she even knew that Nafisia Collier was hurt and she didn't come check on her, that's her real feeling. That's how she really feels about Nafisia Collier. Because she knew she was hurt. She knew she was hurt. But she walked away stomping the head like, yeah, 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 yeah. Even after she knew she was hurt. Now, what happened after it was all over, and then Nafisia came rolling out there on a walker? Here comes Alicia Thomas over to Nafisia. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I came to check on y'all and make sure, that wasn't intentional. That wasn't intentional. I didn't mean for you to get hurt. And if you look at Nafisia Kala, look at her face. Look at her face. She was like, okay. So, yeah, she accepted the apology, but she knows now how Alicia Thomas feels about her, how she really feels about her. Because you saw that I was hurt on the ground. You never once came over there and said, oh, is she going to be okay? Is she good? You was shaking the head like, oh, that wasn't no foul. That wasn't no foul. Get tougher. Well, she can continue to go for Jay-Z. Like I said, I ain't going to say nothing else. I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm not going to say nothing else. Yep. I ain't going to say nothing else. She can tweet her little heart away. I ain't going to say nothing else, man. Like I said, send that video to her. And she can do what she want to do with it. But she gonna keep. They always say, keep on playing and keep on calling Candyman's name 3 times, trying to be funny. Oh, ain't nothing happened. I said Candyman 3 times in front of the mirror, then nothing happened. Right? Here you go. All of this, all of this is because she's mad at Beyonce, but she don't want to come out and say Beyonce, right? So she's going to say Jay-Z and keep saying, I don't have no problem with Beyonce. You're talking about Beyonce's husband. So if you got a problem, it's just like if anybody's got a problem with her husband, she says you got a problem. She said that in the past. If you got a problem with my husband, you got a problem with me. So what makes her think Beyonce's not the same way? What makes her think Beyonce's not the same way? And she says that's why Jay-Z is broke. So if Jay-Z is broke, but you're on here crying about money that he owes you, I don't see Jay-Z crying about any money anybody owes him. And his bid for a casino was in the billions. I don't know anybody who's broke that can put forth, $500 million to bid on a casino. So what happens now? That money goes back to him. The money he was going to use to bid on the casino goes back to him. So Hey. What did Beyonce do? Nothing. But Beyonce, she's mad at Beyonce because Beyonce cut her off. That's what the whole thing is about. She's mad at Beyonce because pretty much Beyonce cut her off. But she's not going to come out and say and come for Beyonce publicly. She's not going to publicly come for Beyonce. Because that's when everybody's going to jump in. So she wouldn't do that. She's not going to publicly come for Taylor Swift anymore. She's not going to publicly come for Beyonce. She's not going to do that. But she'll try to go through and use the Jay-Z angle. Number one, she knows that it is a 99.9% chance that Jay-Z will never respond. Right? She knows that it's a 99% chance Jay-Z will never respond. Because Jay-Z don't do social media. But if she keeps on throwing defamatory statements out there, she gonna get what she asked for. She'll get what she asked for. So if she thinks Jay-Z's broke, let her keep talking. Because she's on his radar now. She wasn't on his radar before. They're like, she's like Kanye. She's crazy. Just let her talk. She'll eventually stop. But she saw Kanye talk about Jay-Z's kids and didn't say anything. So now what her play is, he didn't say anything to Kanye. So I'm going to talk about his kids. And he ain't going to say anything. And then if he does, I'm going to say, then I'm going to go into victim mode. Oh, coming from a black woman, but you had nothing to say to Kanye. You had nothing to say to Kanye, but you say something to me. You come for the woman. And people would sit here and nobody would say anything. Nobody would check her. Her fans will laugh. Her fans will say, get him. Yep. So eventually, if she's going to sit and try to say, I never said nothing about Beyonce, aren't those kids Beyonce's kids too? So in turn, you're also talking about Beyonce's kids. If you say, your kids are on the docket, well, that is Beyonce's children as well. So don't tell me that you ain't got no problem with Beyonce, but you're talking about her children. So again, people sit around. Somebody like Kelly Rowland or say something. What she's trying to do is get other people to say something so she can go off on them and say, you on Jay-Z, this, that, and the other. Crazy, man. Jay-Z better than me, because I would have been in her mouth already. Jay-Z better than me. Jay-Z's better than me. That's probably why he's a billionaire and I'm not, because I don't got that type of patience. I don't got that type of patience. Kathy White, conspiracy theory. See what I mean? Conspiracy theory. Kathy White is a conspiracy theory that's been debunked over and over and over again. She's taking shit off a line. Now, next thing you're gonna be doing, she gonna be quoting Jaguar Wright. After Jaguar Wright sat up there and said that she was a stripper that sucked dick to get on. But now, because Jaguar's talked about Jay-Z, she gonna team up with Jaguar Wright. Watch what I tell you. She's gonna team up with Jaguar Wright. And then Jaguar's gonna start taking back the things she said about Nicki Minaj. Watch. So Jaguar's gonna see another way to get traction. She's already retweeted and quoted Jaguar Wright in the past, but you didn't quote Jaguar Wright when she said you was eating Megan out, and that's why you're mad because Megan no longer wants you to eat her out. You wasn't quoting Jaguar Wright when she said you and Megan had a sex tape. You wasn't quoting Jaguar Wright when she said Nicki was a stripper and used to F everything at the strip club. You wasn't quoting Jaguar Wright then. But here we go. And then people are gonna sit here and they're gonna get them. Right? So, all right, I gotta get out of here. We'll revisit this stuff later. We'll revisit later. Kathy White is a conspiracy theory that, of course, was never proven. Jay-Z's not going to respond to her online. So that's the reason why she's doing it. That's the reason why she's doing it. All right, y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm about to get up out of here. We're going to be back later on for another show. All right. Peace.